Karma, Collapse, and Consequences. I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is Mind Over Matter, From Host to Hunter, the series where you learn how to become the warlord of your mind. People often imagine karma as a ledger kept by the universe, a mystical bookkeeping of good and bad deeds tallied somewhere in the clouds. But the real thing, whether you frame it as spiritual law, systemic feedback, or psychological inevitability, is neither slow nor abstract. It is brutal, precise, and inescapable. Actions generate consequences, not just internally, but in networks of people and events. Those consequences may not look like lightning bolts, but over time, they erode, collapse, and expose everything built on predation. When you strip away metaphors, karma is simply cause and effect extended across time and hidden variables. Sustained harmful action eventually turns on its author because reality is interlinked. An abuser trains their own nervous system to chaos, paranoia, and hypervigilance until their body and mind become their own prison. This is why they attacked spiritually and their material worlds crumbled, is not mystical wish fulfillment, but a sober observation. When someone builds their power on draining others, whether through gossip, black magic, smear campaigns, or systemic exploitation, they set up a chain reaction. But each act creates invisible liabilities. People who no longer trust them, bodies that break under the stress of constant manipulation, environments poisoned by their own tactics. When the bill comes due, it looks like sudden collapse, loss of health, exposure of secrets, implosion of networks. In reality, the collapse began the moment the exploitation began. Predators live in a constant state of surveillance, scanning for betrayal because they know on some level they've earned it. Most downfalls of manipulative figures aren't acts of divine thunder, but self-sabotage under pressure. For those who've been targeted, this chapter matters because it restores a sense of eventual justice without encouraging passivity. You are not being told, sit back and wait for karma. You are being told, reality is wired for feedback. When you stop feeding the predator, their own system will devour them. This isn't instant or theatrical, but it is inexorable. Every refusal you practice, every boundary you set, every thought you choose wires your own system. You are building your future nervous system, relationships, and opportunities. Freedom means rejecting not only the predator, but their methods. You only have to stop subsidizing injustice. When you withdraw your attention, energy, and participation, predatory systems lose fuel. They may thrash and retaliate, but their collapse is already written in their operating model.